Every person needs to be productive to reach their goals in life and get the success they have always wanted. This is only possible if the person knows how to manage stress. Productivity and stress cannot be together. When a person feels extremely stressed out, they cannot be productive at all, which is why managing stress to increase productivity is very important. Stress management can be a little tricky, but it is important that every person gives special attention to this, as it is not only important for your mental health and productivity, but it is extremely important for your physical health as well. Sometimes people think that stress can only affect a person's way of thinking, or can decrease the ability to work or focus. But the truth is, this can affect a person's overall well-being in different ways. How stress can affect productivity. Stress is very common, especially when everyone is a part of the rat race. Whether you are feeling stressed out because of your personal reasons for excessive workload, it can badly affect your productivity by preventing you from thinking clearly. One of the biggest reasons stress harms your productivity is that it can badly affect your ability to focus or concentrate. No matter what you're doing, if you fail to focus or concentrate on that thing, you will not be able to do that precisely. Sometimes, because of this reason, you can also easily forget or fail to process the things you are hearing or learning. The person can easily get distracted, and in some cases get blanked. It means that the person is not actually thinking about something productive, but cannot process anything that is going on in their surroundings. In this stage, all the 5 senses of a person can get totally numb. If you think that is only about your mind, then you will be mistaken, as it is not only your mind, but it is also your complete body. It is common to feel any inflammation or irritation in the body when a person is stressed out about something. The most common reaction from the body that people get in any kind of stressful situation is a sudden stomach ache. Why do you think that your stomach starts to hurt or you feel nauseous whenever you are extremely stressed out? It is because every element, molecule, and chemical in our body are interconnected. Whenever we feel any kind of threat and we get stressed out, our brain instantly starts sending signals to the hypothalamus, which is responsible for all the vital functions in a person's body. After getting the signal, the hypothalamus starts releasing a special kind of molecule that sends the body into stress mode. This molecule is known as corticotropin releasing factor, or CRF. It is the stress response mode of our brain. This molecule instantly starts triggering every other organism and cell in the body. As a result, a person can feel different types of discomfort as the body enters stress mode. It is the same reason people can feel belly pain, nausea, diarrhea, headache, or shivering hands when stressed out. It is a natural defense process of human beings that we have gotten from our ancestors. In stress mode, the body prepares itself by trying to get rid of the extra baggage or the food items that can drain energy. That is the main reason why a person can feel extreme nausea. This can also be described as an axis between our gut and our mind. So if you think that being stressed out is only about what thoughts are coming into your mind and you can easily handle them, you can be wrong. Stress affects not only a person's mind, but also every part of the person's body. It is very obvious that a person cannot be productive when the person is having a stomachache, extreme headache, nausea, or shivering hands. It would definitely affect the productivity of the person, as it will become impossible for the person to do anything productive in that situation. Stress is a two-way dagger that can affect both your body and mind together, preventing you from being productive. Productivity means when you are doing something that satisfies your requirements. It can be mental, financial, social, or physical requirement as well. When people nurture their passions, learn something new, communicate with people, or work hard to meet the deadlines in their office, we can say that they are being productive. But if a person is extremely stressed out, the person would not be able to meet any requirements, and instead of doing that, the person can also put himself or herself in any unwanted situation. That's why it's very important to manage stress. Understand the stress. Before understanding how a person can deal with stress and increase productivity, it is important to understand the concept of stress properly. Stress is a natural bodily reaction if you feel threatened or are under a lot of mental pressure. 3 main categories of stress are mentioned below. Acute stress. It is a short-term stress reaction when you get overexcited or over-nervous. Some people can experience this kind of stress just before entering the examination hall or the interview for the job they have been trying for so long. It is a mixed situation of excitement and nervousness that can also make your stomach growl. Episodic acute stress. It is the situation when a person encounters the feeling of acute stress frequently, and the gap narrows over days. This can be caused by an excessively strict schedule and excessive workload, as well as some incidents that have been going on in their surroundings for a long time that is troubling the person mentally. Chronic stress. It is a kind of stress that lasts an extremely long time and can be with the person every time. This kind of stress can be caused by different situations, such as family issues, such as toxic parenting, or constant fights with your spouse or children. Now, as we have gone through the 3 main categories of stress, it is time to know about some common reasons why people can encounter stress. Though the capability to deal with different things can vary from person to person, there are some common reasons that can be a person's trigger for stress. The most common reason is excessive workload or financial issues. According to different surveys, most people encounter stress because of financial issues or work pressure. The nervousness of meeting deadlines can cause stress in many people. There are also different other probable reasons behind this issue, such as constant fights with your partner, career insecurity, toxic parenting, physical boundaries, etc. Talking about physical boundaries, it is also mentioned by several medical surveys that people who are suffering from physical disabilities usually encounter chronic stress more often. On the other hand, acute stress is something every person encounters in different situations. It is a kind of stress that a person can encounter when the person touches her or his pocket and cannot feel the wallet or phone. It can also occur before an important meeting, or while a person is in the examination hall and the last bell rings. Acute stress is not anything we need to be concerned about, but when it comes to chronic stress, everyone should go for proper medication and methods to help them release the stress. Also, it is not always about any incident, as sometimes stress can be a reflection of any kind of elemental or nutritional imbalance in the body. There are different hormones and nutrients in our body, such as serotonin, estrogen, progesterone, dopamine, vitamin D, vitamin B12, etc., that have a deep relation with our mental health. And sometimes an imbalance of these ingredients in the human body can also cause chronic stress. And that's why it's important to go for a complete checkup to make sure that the ratio of these elements is accurate in the body. The effects of stress and how it can affect the productivity. There are several side effects of chronic stress and even episodic acute stress. Here are some of the side effects. Fatigue. If a person has been suffering from chronic stress for a long time, the person can feel extreme fatigue and tiredness throughout the day. The probability of morning sickness as well as nausea is also high. The person can feel no desire or no inspiration to do anything productive. This can eventually affect a person's personal as well as professional life. Depression. Chronic stress can be both the reason or the effect of depression. Depression is a mental health condition that reduces the ability of a person to be happy. According to several psychologists or mental health experts, chronic stress can be the primary step of depression. Issues with memory. As mentioned before, people who experience stress can be forgetful, and they can also easily forget different things because of their distracted minds. If the situation continues for a long time, it can affect memory. chest pain, or racing heart. Stress is also deeply connected with the cardiovascular diseases, and sometimes it can be the reason for the high pumping rate of the heart. If described with a simple example, a person can feel his or her heart racing just before an important meeting. People who suffer from chronic stress can feel it often or all the time, eventually leading to cardiovascular diseases. Stomach ache or diseases. As mentioned before, the brain has an axis with the gut, and whenever the brain or the hypothalamus sends the body into stress mode, the stomach starts to react, and the person can face stomach ache, diarrhea, or growling. If the condition remains the same, it can lead to permanent stomach issues, such as irritable bowel syndrome. Issues with the nervous system. People can encounter shaking hands while being nervous because the brain also affects the nervous system when it sends the body into stress mode. The equation is the same as it is with the stomach. If the brain continuously affects the nervous system, it can cause permanent damage to the nerves. Damaged immune system. As stress doesn't come alone and comes with other disorders, such as eating or sleeping disorders, it can damage the immune system. If a person suffers from chronic stress for a long period, it can affect the person's immune system, and as a result, the person becomes more prone to having diseases. Metabolic disorder. A metabolic disorder is another side effect of stress. People suffering from chronic stress for a long time can encounter different types of metabolic disorders, such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and obesity. Sexual dysfunction. Stress can cause sexual disorders in both men and women. Both of them can face infertility issues due to chronic stress. Men can also encounter erection issues because of this. Hormonal imbalance. Hormones are deeply related to stress. Sometimes hormonal imbalance can be the reason behind chronic or frequent acute stress, and sometimes stress can affect the hormones, causing several health-related issues in both men and women. All these side effects are capable of decreasing productivity. If a person is facing any of these side effects, it will become impossible for the person to be productive and reach the goals, and that's why it is very important to manage stress to increase productivity. How to manage stress and increase the productivity. From the above discussion, one thing is clear. Stress management is extremely important to be productive and reach goals. Let's put some light on some points that can help a person manage stress and be more productive. Healthy lifestyle. Living a healthy lifestyle is the most important thing that one should follow to manage stress and increase productivity. It means that you should abandon all the bad habits, such as smoking and drinking, and also have to take care of your food consumption. Getting drunk frequently not only can affect a person's health, but also can waste time. Studies have shown that people dependent on any addiction, such as smoking or drinking, are more prone to suffer from chronic stress. Not only smoking and drinking, but also consuming excessive amounts of fast food can make the situation worse. Fast food addiction is a term that is used to describe a condition where a person gets completely addicted to fast food items that have excessive amounts of sugar in them. Eating healthy is the primary step of living a healthy lifestyle. There are people who are addicted to their caffeine shots. Though not many people talk about it, caffeine addiction is also a matter of concern. Studies have shown that people who are addicted to caffeine can suffer from concentration issues, chronic stress, anxiety, or panic attacks, constant tiredness, and depression. To live a healthy lifestyle, a person also needs to limit the consumption of caffeine as well. Talking about a healthy lifestyle, two things should be mentioned: proper sleep and exercise. Both of these things are extremely important to live a healthy lifestyle. They not only help to keep a person's mental health on track, but also help keep all the nutrients and other elements of a human body on track. Have some time for yourself. It is always important to have some time for yourself. Studies have shown that people who make sure to give themselves some time are often more productive than people who take a lot of work pressure and avoid the gestures of self-love. Make sure to take small breaks during your working hours. This is how your mind will relax, and you will be more productive whenever you work after the break. Productivity is not about working long hours without any break. You should always remember that. Don't let anyone snatch your time from you. It is always advised to make a routine for each day to figure out when you can pamper yourself. Some simple activities of self-love can efficiently reduce stress and increase productivity. Be open to communication. One thing that people often do is turn into extreme introverts when they are suffering from any kind of stress. It is advised that instead of increasing the distance from other people, you can communicate with them. Good communication will not only help you relieve some stress, but it will also encourage you to be more productive. Try to communicate with someone who can give you some inspiration, so that you can feel the mental stability to complete the work you have started. Focus on one thing at once. Instead of getting stressed out with several responsibilities and work at a time, it is always advised to focus on one thing at once so that you can do that one thing precisely by using your concentration power. Taking on several responsibilities at a time will always keep you distracted and stressed out, and as a result, you will not be able to do any of them properly. Have practical expectations. Don't expect too much from anything or anyone, and always try to keep your expectations practical. Having out-of-the-world expectations can only make you stressed out. Don't think too much about what you will get, or better say, about the future, and concentrate on your present. Live the moments you are having now. If you can make your present stress-free, your future will be the same. Don't try to be a perfectionist. Don't try to be a perfectionist in everything. According to some surveys, extreme or unhealthy perfectionism can increase the amount of stress and decrease the feeling of happiness. Learn to accept failure, and also learn how to feel satisfaction and gratitude. Do the work with your 100%, but don't be stressed out thinking about whether it will be perfect or not. Use technology. Technology has become advanced nowadays, and you should use this high-end technology to simplify your work. Try to do smart work instead of hard work, and learn how you can use different aspects of technology to ease your work and increase your productivity. Make technology your best friend and let it simplify your work. Excessive stress can harm a person's mind and body and can directly affect a person's productivity. To reach the goals of life, a person needs to learn how to manage stress. This is one of the biggest steps toward the goal, as it will help the person be physically fit. If a person knows how to manage stress, the person will also know how to get back in form after a failure, how to deal with the thrones on the way to success, and how to focus on the objectives. The path will not be easy, and that's why a person needs to learn how to deal with the complexions on the path. Stress management is not a few steps that you can take forward, but also it is a process of leading life in the best possible way. Stress management helps a person to be optimistic and find the spark of light in the darkness. If you are willing to be productive and pursue your dream life and career, you will need to deal with your stress and identify the triggers to stop them forever. The triggers are different for everyone. You must identify your stress and relaxation triggers. For some, the relaxation trigger is nurturing their passion. For some, it can be music. You will need to focus on those relaxation triggers that can help you to live your life as you want, without having multiple breakdowns.